Well, hey there! Welcome to another 1.14 Minecraft tutorial. Spellmethwin here, and today we're gonna get ourselves all the wither rows. All of them. And we're gonna do it in a way that we can pretty easily renew. Well, if at any point in this video you find yourself enjoying it, like, comment, subscribe. Always appreciated. Hit the little notification bell, and you'll get all the future tutorials that I throw out there, as well as my Ark and Minecraft series. Right down here underneath the end portal. Super quick, super easy. Now, for visibility purposes, I built it up here. It's going to be down there in your worlds. I built it up here so you could see the whole thing. Now, the first thing you have to do is build a chamber directly underneath the end portal. You'll want to put a block of obsidian right under the center block. What is that? 2 blocks down. So 2 blocks. And that will place any withers that you spawn with their head right up in there. They're not going to be able to blow you up. They're not going to do anything except for kind of smother themselves to death very slowly. So we'll help them along. Very important with this farm. Hopefully those sheep are not too loud, because in my ear, they're annoying. Super annoying. Shh, shh, shh. I'm busy here, guys. Alright, so to build this, you're going to build yourself a little staircase down. Put some trapdoors over it so that you're not just leaving a hole for people to fall in if they want to respawn the dragon. You get your killing chamber, and from there, it kind of depends on the terrain in your world, really. You're going to want to come down a little bit. You're going to want to have this all underground so that if somebody wants to respawn a dragon, they're not going to have to contend with your farm being in the way. So, ideally, surface level here, farm under here. Give yourself some room to move around. Now, all I did was wood fence and nether brick fence alternated, which they do not connect, so that's always nice. So as you can see, you can kind of walk around this whole area without having to worry about falling in. You just feed all the sheeps. Reach out into the middle. And ideally, every time I do this with 20 sheep, I'm gonna get 10 babies. And then you can build them up as much as you'd like. These guys should all be able to get to each other. So we fed all our sheep. Down here we do have, well, the water sources will depend on, really, where you built your farm and how large you built it. You could do 4x4, 3x3. 4x4 is what I did. 3x3 would really work. But the 4x4 allows me to kind of reach around a little bit better and try to get every sheep with the wheat. So those noisy little buggers come down here. So you can stockpile and fill this all up. You won't have to worry about entity cramming for quite some time, really. Alright, so we've got a couple of levers here. One lever opens that gate right there, which allows them out of the crushing zone and into the water elevator. That lever activates those iron blocks right there to come out and crush the adults. And then we have water coming from that dispenser right there. Yeah, that one. There's a water bucket in it, and it's going to, after the sheep have been crushed, we will use the dispenser to flush them through there, through to the gate. We'll open the gate and let them all up. Okay, so keep in mind that wither killing a baby mob, in our case, sheep, no wither rows. Baby killing adult sheep, you get wither rows. So it's very important that in this farm, when you're breeding the sheep up, you let them grow to adulthood before you spawn the wither. Now the redstone behind this, it's actually pretty simple. For the gate, I just did some observers going down into a redstone dust. They read the redstone dust quickly pulses through that piston and leaves the redstone block behind, which keeps that gate open. Flick it again, it remembers to pick it up this time, and gate closed. For the water dispenser, it's just observers going down into a block being read by a repeater, and honestly, that can be redstone dust. And a good old trusty water bucket right there in the dispenser. Now the crusher is the only bit of slightly complex redstone that we have in this build here. That lever just activates this line of observers down into an obsidian block or another non-movable block. I mean, honestly, there's like obsidian everywhere you look around here, so obsidian's probably what you're going to end up using. Repeater on 2 ticks, because that seems to... the observers like to put out 2 quick pulses. Having a repeater on the 2nd tick kind of eliminates that and makes it just one pulse. That 2 quick pulse is the reason that redstone block gets left behind. Okay, anyway, back to the crusher. I just ran some redstone. This can really be placed in any way you want. This just happens to be the way that I did it. I would have normally done it a little bit more compact, but I wanted it spread out enough for you to see all the components. So, line of redstone going into a repeater, a basic etho hopper clock. This is the tileable version, but the original version would also work. Okay, so we have 2 hoppers facing into each other, with comparators going out from each into a solid block with a redstone dust on top. Facing in to the in towards the hoppers from the redstone dust, you have a sticky piston, and on this side over here we have just a regular piston. Very important, you don't want them both to be sticky, or you'll just have an endless loop. It won't stop ever. So out of this hopper, the hopper that has the regular piston, you want another comparator, solid block, and a repeater. The repeater is to kind of help you adjust timing if you need it, and that's feeding into a sticky piston. I did it 6 blocks. That was so I could use 6 slime blocks and 6 solid blocks. So the entire thing is ringed in obsidian, so that the slime blocks don't stick to it and break your machine. So here we have our soul stand, and then we have our water sources, however many you need to get up to the killing chamber that you started off with. Everything is basically going to be within proximity of the kill chamber, and where you place the individual parts is completely up to you, and placing them in a different order than I have them won't affect your farm as long as they get crushed using that hopper timer. This hopper timer is using 5 items. Those 5 items move over to there, then back to here, and the thing shuts back down, and that is just enough time to get the sheep so that they are a 1-punch kill. If I crush, I will actually I'll show you real quick. So we flick the lever, the items go through, then they come back, shuts off, and if I go down here, 1 punch, and he's gone. Now that's very important, because what we're going to be relying on is the initial explosion from the wither. That's what's going to kill him, and I found that that's about 1 punch. Okay, so then we've got water elevator with our piece of soul sand, however many water source blocks you're going to need to get the freshly crushed sheep up into the kill chamber. And I found that using 2 wide with a couple of water sources up here helps get the sheep up and keep them up. And then you're going to use signs the rest of the way down to your gate. At the bottom here, I also found that having this water source that's right next to the soul sand kind of flowing back in and filling that block helps a lot, because if the sheep's collision boxes push one down and it falls and hits that glass block, it's gonna die. And the whole point of this farm is for the wither to do the killing, not the fall damage. So yeah, definitely soften the blow and they'll cycle back up through. So before you unleash the sheep, you're gonna want to build your wither, because building this with a bunch of sheep bobbing around, not easy. You're gonna want to do the T formation with the base of the T on top of that obsidian block, and you're gonna want to put these 2 heads in, which will keep all the sheep from coming around to the front, because if they're in the space right here, you're not gonna be able to place the 3rd head. Okay, so we've got our wither mostly built. We've got our sheep bred and grown up. We've got our gate still closed. We pull the trigger. They get a little crushed. I believe I have about 20 in there. Then we open the gate. They start coming on up. And just to help them along, we flush them with a little bit of water. Fairly efficient. That last one might give us problems. Nope, guess not. And then we'll close the gate back up for the next round. Turn off the water. Head up here. And place the last skull. And then back away quickly. Whoa. Get a nice little side view for you. And you've all of a sudden got all the wither roses. Now let me just take care of this guy real quick, because he is loud as crap. Mojang, why so freaking loud? Wither's been dealt with. We had 1 wither rose on our bar. And make sure to close up after myself. I'm going down here just to check. Yep, there is one. Open the gate. We got 20 wither roses, all in one shot. Now you could fill this thing up with, 20 or 30 or 40, because this space right here, the space that's left over all back here, it would take quite a while before mob cramming became a thing back here. So you could pile in quite a few sheep. It would take you a little while breeding them, unless you just made a bigger breeding pen than that. But I mean, honestly, it might be worth it to do once in a while. I actually suggest building this part right here out of glass, so that you can see the crushing chamber, and so you can see the dispenser, and so you can see the gate. It'll just make your life easier. You'll be able to see all from right here. So you'll literally just have to go here, feed your sheep. You'll be able to see when they've grown up. Because killing the baby mobs with the wither does not do the trick. So you just come in here, feed them. Go do something for a little while, watch some TV. Feed them again, do something, watch some TV. Feed them again. However many times you want. You can easily operate all of the redstone from right here. You can run up here, place the last skull. You could even run down here and hide from the wither. This should be far enough away. This has been Balmathwin, bringing you another tutorial for 1.14. Hopefully this works well in your world and gets you all the wither roses. Because those things are going to be great for farms. They're just going to be hard to get. Well, not anymore. Anyway, if you liked what you saw, learned a thing or two, like, comment, subscribe. And I guess until next episode, hope you all have a good night.